No, don't you worry. I've got this. You go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
Just a few more now. All right. The refuge is also just wanting to clarify why it is that your daughter is attending detox therapy. What condition?
Yeah. Do you know anything? Do you know anything about autism?
Very little.
Oh,
no.
okay.
Is it to do with
So,
autism?
it's probably good for you to get educated, and for them, because the more educated you are about the condition, the more you are in a position to help the child to manage it. So part of autism involves heavy metals in the body that are brought on by vaccines. And what we do is we help her through natural methods like charcoal, activated charcoal, and various other things. And that really helps her to get those toxins out of her system so that her gut can function at optimal ability, which will then help her brain to heal. You should really take some time to do some research into it, some thorough research, not just what people are told. It's very insightful, and detoxification is good for everybody, regardless of whether you've got autism or not, but it's especially effective for those poor children that do suffer from autism. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that. And Carly, another thing that the refuge is also just wanting to clarify is that as they do have a policy, a safety policy, that they do request that all of their clients abstain from drug and alcohol while they're there.
That's a given. That should be a given. On that note as well, actually, I'd like to bring something to your attention. This place here that I'm staying in is woefully unsuitable for this situation. Hey, look, where's your milk? Here it is. Come and sit in Mummy's lap. Everything's fine. It's woefully unsuitable, and I really suggest that you either get them to fix up and look sharp about what they've got on offer here, or you don't use them anymore. There is a list in my room here, and there's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 drink options. And of those 18 drink options, 16 of them are alcohol. So that doesn't really make much sense with what you're telling me, does it?
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty inconsistent. I don't drink. I barely drink a drop, once in a blue moon. So you have no concerns about anything like that where I'm concerned. But I would suggest that you take a very good look at the places that you're placing people, because if that's your standard, this place is not suitable. It doesn't meet that standard.
Okay, I'm hearing what you're saying, Carly. I'm taking that all on board.
I'm sure you are.
Are you okay now if we just forward ahead and continue to ask these questions, just so that we can try and get you out of that motel as soon as possible? Okay. All right, so just wanting to clarify now, are you definitely leaving your car behind? Is that still the plan?
I beg your pardon?
Just wanted to clarify, you're definitely leaving your car? You're not taking your car with you to refuge? I think when we spoke yesterday, the plan was that you were actually leaving that car because it wasn't safe.
Excuse me, that's not a decision that's within my control. Even though it's the family vehicle, it's okay. Even though it's a family vehicle, because it's registered to my husband, he has all the power in that regard. So if he would like us to have transport, he can make that available to us. If he would not like us to have transport, he can ensure that we don't have that transport. So unfortunately, that's a question that's without some. It's not really something I can do anything about. If you're concerned about transport, which I am, and us having to have some autonomy, then I suggest someone speaks to my husband and asks him to be a reasonable and rational person.
Okay. Carly, I'm not concerned at all. That's more just a question of clarification, because we can actually are going to be supporting you with travel.
I'm concerned, and so should he be, because getting around, especially in a country like Australia, is very, very difficult when you don't have your own transportation, especially when you have 2 children, and especially when one of them is disabled. So I would suggest that you actually maybe help me with that and make that a matter of priority, so that I'm able to be autonomous with the children. And then that will also, referring to another one of your points, allow me the ability to be able to take Nova to certain therapies that she desperately requires. So maybe you could not be a hurdle and be helpful in that regard. I'd really appreciate your help with that, and seeing if there's any way that car can be back in the possession of the 3 people that need it desperately, not the person that works from home.
Okay, Carly, unfortunately that's outside the scope of my service to speak.
Of course it is. No
what I
worries.
can
Let's move on to
recommend
the next
is
question.
talking with police, asking if they can do
let's
anything
move on
to
the next
either
question. I've already
help you with
tried
changing
talking
over
to the
that
police.
legal
I did. I
possession,
mentioned
those
this to the
legal
police
rights, and seeing if there's
yesterday.
anything they
When
can
the
do.
police
But
arrived
it does sound to me like there would be a lot of
this to them,
safety
but
risks.
again, everyone's just waving their hands saying it's someone else's problem. Move on. Let's talk about the next question.
All right. Okay. Confirming now, do you have access to any ID at the moment, Carly?
Yes, I do.
Yep. Okay. And also just wanted to confirm whether your husband, whether there will be any requirements that he maintain contact with the two children. Are there any family law court orders or anything that specifies he has to have certain amounts of contact with them?
They're currently, as I am aware,